Let's get this thing going. How we going? Taco, Macho, Wacho, Mega, Maca Tuesday. Yes, it is, mate. Come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on. Perfect time to podcast. Taco, Macho, Wacho, Taco Tuesday. It ain't Wednesday, but we win. We win so much we can win every day. Come on, then, man. Who gonna be first in the chat? Who gonna be first in the chat? Where you at? Top of the mid-morning, man. 11 a.m. Same bad time, same bad channel. It's your guy bringing in that Trump news. Giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues. Giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues. Who gonna be first in the chat this morning with that Trump news, man? We gonna go in. We got a lot of fire round rumpus topics, man. Beautiful thumbnail. As always, man. As always, Monday through Friday, Saturday through Sunday. Every day's a one day, fun day, done day, one day. And today is another one, man. All we do is win Trump news, man. And I just got so much good things to talk about today. The thumbnail was beautiful. The topic array of bullet points, desires are beautiful for us to discuss today. Now, we're going to have some debate. We're going to have some contention. Yes, there is some pushback on a lot of the successes, but we are pushing through. We prepared for the pushback. Come in the chat right now. Like, share, subscribe. Become a member. Who is that first in the chat, man? Relax and talk sports, man. Shout out to you, man, for being first in the chat, man. Relax and take notes. Relax and take notes. Relax and take notes. Shout out to Relax and Take Sports, man. Fire channel, fire content creator. Number one in the chat. What's good, brother? Give them gems, man. Give the boo-hoo blues. You know it, baby. You know what we got to do every day, all time, perfect time, man. That's what we do, man. And it's so easy, man, because, oh, man, it's victories over here, victories over there. Did you pick up a victory? Yes, I picked up a victory. Hey, Texas, did you pick up a victory? Yes, we picked up a victory. That's all we do because it's Make America Great Again. Let's get that call sign. Let's get that introduction, man. Back at it like a crack at it. Automatic like a Fomatic. Built from tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Time Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last. Man, do y'all know we just started saying that? I feel like we just started saying that, man. 2025 won't last, so we in and out with a dash. I feel like, man, it was just January, man. It was all good just a week ago. Yeah, man, it was all good just a week ago. 2025 won't last, so we in and out with a dash. Get this cash, hit the super chat, hit the cash app. Did you hit the like button? I need to get me pin me a message up there. Did you hit the like button yet? Did you come in, double tap, wipe your feet before you come in my house, man? Y'all know your mama raised you right, man. I be looking at my analytics, man. My analytics skew a little bit to a little older audience. You feel what I'm saying, man? The OGs, man. They must have seen the title, man. They must have seen the title. And I know some of y'all OG out, some of the wives of the OGs out there like how shiny I'll be in the morning time. So some people seen the title, man, top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective. A lot of people get attracted to the shine. Every day when I'm riding through the hood, haters jock because they know I'm gon' shine. You know I'm shining. A pair of sweat Nikes in the crispy tee. Haters watch because they know I shine. Come on, man. Haters watch because they know I'm gon' shine. Yeah, man. The trolls be trolling because they know I'm gon' shine. Every day when I'm scrolling through the YouTube streets, haters jock because they know I shine. They know I'm shining. A fresh pair of Nikes in the crispy tee. Haters watch me because they know I'm gon' shine. I said, haters watch me because they know I'm gon' shine. Woo! Let's go, baby! You can't deny it, man. You can't. Don't it feel good? I know you at home. You in the cell room. You in the bathroom. Like, who is this crazy MFer right here, man? Talking about, and he is shiny. He is shiny. Matthew, Ozzy, Cosby, the #1 member with the Wrench of Destruction. Trolls. The trolls are running. The trolls are running left. The trolls are running right. Ozzy came through with the Wrench of Destruction. No. Trolls, beware. What's up with you, man? Good morning, man. Good morning, man. Matthew said, bro, you look like George Lopez. I am a burnt George Lopez. Shout out to George Lopez, man. I love George Lopez. You know, the other day I was thinking about George Lopez as he should get his props as being the king of comedy. And I like that George Lopez went on the tour with the actual kings of comedy, because I feel like George Lopez definitely is a king of comedy. The king of comedy doesn't have to do with skin color or race. So I think George Lopez definitely has earned his ranks as a king of comedy across race, across everything. Great American, great comedian, great father, great husband. Can we give a little props to the fathers and the husbands? You'll know this is a MAGA first, conservative, Christian, God and country. We believe in family. We believe in fathers. Can we give a shout out to the fathers one time? Can we get a shout out to the families one time? Then we're going to get a shout out to the mothers, because it's a lot of mama MAGAs. Can we get a shout out to all the mama MAGAs in the building, all the MAGA mothers, you know what I'm saying? The women who support the MAGA fathers, the MAGA husbands. You can't do it without the yin and the yang. So can we get a shout out to all the MAGA families, the MAGA fathers, the MAGA husbands and wives that support the channel, that support the president, that support the country, that believe in making America great again? Just a little quick shout out. Just a little quick shout out. You know what I'm saying? Double tap, hit the like button, man. Just a little. What's up, Casey? Just a little quick shout out. You know what I'm saying? Who was that? Old Nith. Just a little quick shout out to the husbands, to the wives, because people think we're doing this for clicks. We're not doing this for clicks. People think we're doing this for clicks. We're not doing this for clicks, man. No. We are doing this for MAGA. Make America great again. America, one America for all. Great for everybody. And I don't understand what's happening with people who don't understand the concept. You understand what I'm saying? We've been teaching and we've coined several terms. The MAGA dollar that was coined here. The tariff debate has been started and has been fought on this 100 yards here every morning for the last 6 weeks. Today we got some news, but we believe in God. We have faith, and we know that God is on our side. God is on the side of the president. And so we happy this morning. We're very proud and we're excited. We're going to talk about Texas. I got so much, like we've been talking about Texas. We've been using Texas as an example. We got another announcement from MAGA with another win today. MAGA, all MAGA does is win. Damn right, say it again, brother. I'm gonna say it again. All MAGA does is win. We talked about the socialist Marxist tactics of the Democratic Party leader, Jasmine Crockett. Yes, one of our favorite topics this morning. One of our favorite topics this morning, and one of our most favorite beautiful people. It's always the beautiful ones. You need to pay attention. Shout out to Rome. It's always the beautiful ones. Yes, shout out to the beautiful ones. Jasmine Crockett. Socialist. Remember we had to talk about socialism. There was some people trolling us in the chat, and we talked about the trained Marxists of the BLM party. Yes, it's going to come up again when we talk about Chicago and we get into some of these Democratic cities. Yes, we're going to talk about these trained Marxists. Now, what do you mean socialist agenda? Jasmine Crockett got on a jet plane. We're leaving on on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. I'm leaving on a jet plane, a private plane that cost $100,000. And they flew out of Texas to stop a quorum. Now, when you read Democratic, liberal, social media, it says that Jasmine Crockett and the Texas Democrats did something miraculous, intelligent, and smart. They are not being honest about what would happen if you left your job. If your boss told you to go clean the bathroom and you said, well, sir, I was hired to be a fry cook. I was not hired to be a janitor. I don't want to clean the bathroom. And then you get an ultimatum. Either you clean the bathroom or you fired. Well, Jasmine Crockett told American teenagers, if you're told to clean the bathroom when hired at McDonald's, you can just get on a jet plane and fly to another state and go whine and cry about a boss who's trying to make you clean the bathroom and pay you $20 an hour. And I don't want to clean the bathroom, so I'm going to leave. Jasmine Crockett got on a plane. It didn't help anything, but you know what Jasmine Crockett did do? She influenced other politicians. Now listen to this. I've said this for 2 weeks, but I don't think it's resonated on what Jasmine Crockett is and what Jasmine Crockett actually has done. Jasmine Crockett convinced other duly elected politicians. Do you know how serious this America is to me? We got the red, white, and blue. Maga is not a joke. Maga is not an acronym. America is not a joke. America is not an acronym. When an American citizen takes the time off of work to go vote, listen, everybody. I need everybody in the chat. Trolls, pay close attention. When an American citizen takes off work to go vote, a Democrat or Republican, and then that election takes place and that person gets elected to office to the Texas House of Governors, and that person has a job to do. That person was duly elected as a Democratic official for the state of Texas. And then another politician. This is sinister. It should be criminal, but it's mafioso, and I've called it socialist. No one else on the news media is calling Jasmine Crockett a socialist. Why not? Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats on a regular basis seek to stop the democratic process. Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats on a regular basis seek to stop the democratic process. What really happened? What did Jasmine Crockett really do? We're going to get to what she didn't accomplish because it was a huge nothing burger, an absolute nothing burger. Jasmine Crockett accomplished nothing, but she did accomplish something for Maga. Jasmine Crockett showed us, number one, how sinister and how far left the Democratic Party has actually become. The Democratic Party is so left, it will sell out America and democracy. We saw them do it with Kamala Harris. They said Kamala Harris gets to be the nominee without any debate, without winning a primary. They said we don't need a Democratic convention. The Democrats take away democracy left and right. Why do you think the Democrats love taking away your democracy and then grandstand in front of you? Maybe because the Democrats are idiots. Maybe that's why all of the kids are illiterate. Maybe it was on purpose. Thank you, Trump, for firing the Department of Education. Thank you, Trump, for refocusing America on making America great again. I want intelligent teenagers. I want literate teenagers. Gosh, golly gee, wow. Can we have literate teenagers? Can we have American teens that get to be 18 and know how to read a bill, who know how to understand partisan politics? Can we have some literate? Can we have a literate public? Can we have a literate citizenry so that we can understand what really happened in Texas? Because we are so dumbed down that nobody has intelligently spoke about what Jasmine Crockett actually did. Greg Abbott was livid. Greg Abbott went to the Supreme Court to put those Democrats in prison. If I leave the job, that is called deserting my position and you get fired. Hey, anybody work at McDonald's? Anybody work at a hospital? Imagine being a firefighter. We got fires right now in Northern California. Imagine being a police officer. We're short police officers in Chicago and DC. Imagine being a police officer and not showing up to work. Imagine being a firefighter and not showing up to work, flying out of town without permission. You know what would happen? You would get fired and you would let down your community. If you were a police officer and you never showed up to work and you just flew out of town, you would get fired. But on top of that, you would be letting down your community. If you were a firefighter and you didn't show up to work, you would get fired, but you would also be letting down your community because there would be less firefighters to fight a fire. So when Jasmine Crockett, who was a public servant, got on a private plane and flew to Chicago, not only did she leave her job, but she left the community. She left her responsibility. Being a politician is not like working at a restaurant. Being a politician, you have a commitment. You take an oath of office. Anybody ever heard of an oath of office? Oath. You swear. See, a politician is held to a different standard. You have an oath of office. That you are held to a higher standard, right? You are held to you make a promise to the people. You swear on the Bible. You get sworn in. You get sworn in. This is an important job. People take it seriously. People take their country seriously. They take these roles and responsibilities seriously. So Jasmine Crockett influenced elected officials, Democrat or not, to get on the plane and leave the state after being chosen by the citizen. If I had voted, if anybody I ever voted for leaves the state, you never can be a politician again. The Democrats are cowards. The Democrats are spineless cowards that you would let someone stop the democracy, stop the democratic process in Texas. She basically stopped the democratic process in Texas. They couldn't have a vote for weeks. They couldn't have a vote for weeks. You know what vote got stalled? You know what vote was stalled? The vote that was stalled was the vote for the flood relief. So Jasmine Crockett, so Democrats are supposed to care about the people, right? Democrats are for the poor, right? Democrats are for the downtrodden, right? Well, there was a flood in Texas. There were a lot of low-income, downtrodden people waiting on flood relief. They couldn't have a vote. You know why? Because all the politicians weren't there. What do you mean all the Well, the Democrats left. It's never been heard of. It's not something that's known or norm in America. So can we have a real talk this morning? Shout out to everybody watching. We got 60 people watching. We need 100 likes. Get 100 likes. Everybody double tap, hit the like, subscribe, and share the show. Can we have a real talk this morning? Can we have a real talk this morning of what really transpired? What really happened? Does anybody know what really happened? Is what happened legal? Because I'm going to tell you the story. The story is about a governor named Greg Abbott and his goal to redistrict Texas. Now, I have explained to you for weeks that the demographics of the country have shifted and changed. The Wall Street Journal did a poll that over 68 Americans are leaning toward the right, and only 8% of Americans believe and trust that the Democrats have the leadership to handle Iran, Israel, or Russia. That was the Wall Street Journal. I later presented to you a poll that said we had Cory Booker in the Senate saying the Democrats deserve to lose. I said they're trending at a 30-year low. And then I forget the other poll we had. So this is all on the heels of the Democrats losing favor with the American public. I say it's been after 12 years. People say, oh, it's Trump. It's not Trump that's why Democrats are losing favor with the American people. I say the American people have blue fatigue. There's been a lot of talk online about a certain color of fatigue. I say the American people have blue fatigue. I say the American people put a lot of trust in the Democrats when voting for their first black president. I say the American people, black, white, Democrats, and Republicans put a lot of trust into the American government. They voted for Barack Obama as their first black president. After 8 years of Barack Obama, we still have high inflation and the minimum wage never went up. The everyday working class American didn't benefit from the Obama presidency. Then we gave the Democrats a second try. Okay, we believed in hope and change. Hope is not a policy. Change is not a policy. I can't spend change at the grocery store. So we gave the Democrats another chance. We gave the Democrats 4 more years. We gave the Democrats 8 years with Barack Obama. Then we gave the Democrats 4 more years with Joe Biden. But Joe Biden was in the presidency with Barack Obama. So I'm kind of confused. But we gave the Democrats 8 years with Barack Obama and Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton. Then we gave them another chance. We gave them another chance. Does everybody be honest? We gave the Democrats another chance, 4 more years with Biden. No minimum wage. Minimum wage has been $7 ever since Barack Obama, Biden, and Hillary Clinton took over. You have become stagnant. Your cost of living has gone up. The rent, if you work 40 hours a week, you can't afford rent. This all happened under the Democrats, but we keep believing in Democrats. We keep believing in Democrats. So I am proposing that what has taken place is that American people have fatigue in believing in something that and not producing. They believed in the Democrats for 12 years. Family Guy, let's make families great again. Thank you for the super chat, Family Guy. We believed in the Democrats for 12 years. The Democrats sold us on social justice. So America said, you know what? We don't. America said, you know how good I feel to be an American about being black. America voted for the first black president. America gave the Democrats, think about this. Everybody think America is racist and white people is racist. America gave the Democrats 12 years. You know why even though the Democrats were not productive, listen to my argument as a black conservative. Why did America give the Democrats 12 years? Because America is not racist. America was tired of racism. America was tired of homophobia. So when the Democrats said, we're going to get rid of these things, the Democrats said we champion equal rights for women, gays, and blacks. So America believed in the Democrats. America, despite us staying at $7 an hour, we kept voting Democrat because we want a fair and equal country. We thought that the Dems was going to get rid of racism, get rid of sexism, get rid of gender, get rid of classism, women on an equal footing. We want women. We want blacks. We believe so much in the social justice that we gave Barack Obama 2 terms and we voted for Biden again and the Democrats lied. So now Americans are pissed. Americans don't want to hear about race politics anymore. Can I get that in the chat, please? Americans don't want to hear about race politics, Democrats, anymore. Democrats, it's been 15 years of race baiting. We're done. What we want the money. We want the receipts. Democrats, we are done. Tell Jasmine Crockett, the ride is over. Jasmine Crockett and your on your horse. You are on your big high horse. It's over. We believed in you for 15 years. We wanted racism gone. We wanted everybody treated fairly. So we believed in the social agenda, the entire country. Do you know how great America is? The entire country backed the Democrats. Republicans voted for Barack Obama because they're not racist. Republicans wanted to show the whole world we're not racist. Americans are not racist. Barack Obama was the better candidate. He was more intelligent. So whites, blacks, Democrats, and Republicans voted for Barack Obama and believed that he would do what he said he would do. He did not. And then we believed so much, we voted for Biden. We gave that same team. That's the same team. Barack Obama, Biden, and Hillary Clinton. We gave the same team, a losing team, we gave them another chance. Can we be honest, you guys? Do y'all want to have an honest talk? I got 100 people watching. I need 100 likes. I need everybody watching to double tap and hit the like button. Let's be honest. We gave the Democrats, a losing team, more than enough opportunity to do with it's like Chicago, right? The Democrat, it's like Chicago. It's like DC. We gave Chicago a chance. Chicago had a chance to prove to the entire country. I see so many black professionals saying, Chicago, you don't want Trump there, but you allowed 50 shootings and 9 murders this holiday weekend. No one can justify you not allowing Trump to stop the murder unless you like Black death. Can we have a real talk this morning? I'm going to challenge the Chicago leadership on what is your race-based politics, because I believe you're bartering in Black death. Can we have a real talk this morning? I just said, I believe the Chicago mayor and the Illinois leadership is bartering in Black death. They are using Black lives as negotiating chips. You had 50 shootings that did not have to occur, because if Trump would have had troops in Chicago, there would be Black lives who would not have expired. There would be 50 Black people who would have not been shot. So I am left to deduce that the Chicago mayor and the Illinois leadership does not value Black lives, and they are using the Black death in Chicago as a bargaining chip. What did the Chicago mayor say? The Chicago mayor said, give us the money or else. They are using your lives. If you are a Black citizen of Chicago, or like in the chat the other day, forget race, anybody in Chicago, you should be upset with a politician that would use the death of Chicago citizens to further their political gain. He is using the death of dead bodies in Chicago. We cannot lie. The people who died over the holiday weekend did not have to die. Let's get back to Jasmine Crockett. Let's get back to Jasmine Crockett. Joe, what's up with you, Joe? Let's get back to Jasmine Crockett, man. Oh, man, I looked that up on my phone. Let's get back to Jasmine Crockett, man. So Greg Abbott had a dream. Greg Abbott had a dream about expanding the Texas Senate to be more representative of what the Texas electorate actually is. Has anybody actually done the research? Can you actually be honest and prove that the electorate in Texas hasn't changed? I think a lot of things on the ground demographically have changed. Hit the like button. Everybody double tap right now. You got the ellipsis in the top right-hand corner, those three little dots. Hit those three little dots in the top right-hand corner. It gives you options. The Democrats don't give you options. We give you options here, baby. Like, dislike, share, or subscribe right now. Hit those three ellipses or double tap the screen. Greg Abbott wanted the Texas electorate to reflect more purely of what the actual truth is. And the truth is, the country is skewing more Republican. That is true by the reports I have reported here. The country is skewing more Republican. So Greg Abbott did some research, and he wanted to expand the Texas House with 5 seats. Now, this has been a very controversial discussion, because people have said that Trump is the one who wanted this change. Now, I disagree with that. I believe that's a liberal interpretation. Hey, how you guys like that? Literally. I say I disagree with that. I say I believe that's a liberal interpretation. Yes. Now, I believe what's taking place in Texas is going to happen in a lot of areas. They've said, Gavin Newsom said he wants to gain seats in California, but there's been pushback. You know why there's been pushback? Because the demographics have shifted in California also. They're moving away from the blue party. Family Guy, Dems mad, the free ride is over, baby. The free ride is over. Shout out to the Family Guy. Thank you for that super chat. Hey, you guys could be like the Family Guy too. Hit the super chat, man. Hit the double tap, hit the like, and join the podcast. Become a member, man. When you subscribe, you're going to get this beautiful plus sign. You might say, what's the plus sign? I already hit subscribe. What do I get? Well, membership has its benefits, man. And members get special emojis. Members get special members. Members get special videos, early access, badges. And when you come in the chat, look at Ozzy in the chat. You get lit up in the chat. You get to fire up the best and hottest chat in the land right now. Sonny said hi. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming through, man. Everybody, man, hit the super chat, man. Hit the super chat, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. Thank you for everybody supporting, man. So Greg Abbott had a dream, man. Greg Abbott had a dream. And Greg Abbott's dream was to make the Texas electorate more reflective of what people actually feeling in America. I happen to think that's democracy. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that epitomizes what democracy is. So he was right to get those 5 seats. So he set up a vote. He set up a vote where he would have an election to find out if that was actually true, because that's what we do in America. So Greg Abbott didn't sign an executive order. When you hear about all this controversy in Texas, you would think that somebody did something without the democratic process. You mean like the Democrats? You know how Democrats forced in Kamala? You know how the Democrats, Jasmine Crockett, jumped on the plane? Well, Greg Abbott wasn't forcing anything with these 5 seats. The governor of Texas said, let's have a vote. Can we have a real talk this morning? This hasn't been talked about. I've listened to a lot of news. Chicago is very popular right now on social media. I'm the one who started that conversation. Hey, all of my members, all of my subscribers, double tap it to like. Didn't we say Chicago was next? Relax and take notes. Relax and watch sports. Didn't we say Chicago was next? Didn't we say Chicago was next? We said Chicago was next. We've been on this topic. We knew this from the very beginning. Greg Abbott wanted 5 seats. They want to say Donald Trump wanted 5 seats. I don't care if it was Donald Trump who wanted the 5 seats. It doesn't matter. He's the president and the leader. I don't care if it was Greg Abbott who wanted the 5 seats. The mathematics of this conversation is, on the ground, demographics are shifting, and we need to have a vote, because I believe there are more Republican voters in the state. So let's vote. Let's discuss. It wasn't just across the board, hey, give me 5 seats. We got to have a vote. Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats didn't want to have a vote because they would lose. Why would they lose, ladies and gentlemen? Because demographics have shifted. Do you guys understand? No one was taking anything from Jasmine Crockett. You can't make blood out of a turnip, Jasmine Crockett. If you don't have any Dems, you don't have any Dems. Texas is a red state and is getting redder every day. So Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats of Texas. Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats of Texas knew that they would have Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats of Texas knew that they would lose. So instead of being stand-up Texas citizens and fighting the fight, getting it on the record, how about Jasmine Crockett and those Democrats fight the fight, get it on the record? They didn't want to fight the fight, get it on the record. Have a vote. Be an example for other young politicians. Be an example for other young up-and-coming politicians on what to do when you have a tough fight. You go to door. You do real politics, Jasmine, just like with the big, beautiful bill. I am convinced that the Democrats don't have politicians who know how to do politics, because getting on the plane was never done before. These are brand new tactics that was never done before. That's why I attribute them to their Marxist socialist training. And they don't know how to be politicians. They don't know how to be Americans. They don't know how to form consensus. They don't know how to come to a quorum. That's why she actually got on the jet plane. Can we be honest? That's why Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats left. They don't know how to do this job. This is the results of DEI. She should not have the job. Jasmine Crockett and those Dems should not have the job because they are not politicians. It's obvious. It's obvious that they are not prepared. They are not prepared for this job. So Texas Governor Greg Abbott had a vote. What's the backstory? What's the whole backstory? Let's get the whole backstory. Backstory on fight over Texas seats. How How's everybody doing this? Look at this backstory. I need more likes, man. Double tap, man. Come on, everybody, man. Perfect Time Podcast with the blast and the dash, man. Tuesday, man. All we doing is winning, man. We won in Texas. We won in Texas. And this is what we do. We're going to win every day. We won in Texas. And I ain't even got to the best part yet. We won in Texas. Yes, we won the 5 seats. And the Democrats don't have to pay $400,000. Yes, we won in Texas. So after Jasmine Crockett did all of those antics and shenanigans, getting on the jet plane, flying a private plane for $100,000, who paid for the private plane? Who paid for those? Who paid for those hotels when the Texas Democrats left? So when they were gone, Texas governor said, I'm going to go to the Supreme Court and file complaints against those Democrats. Yes, he did. And that, see, the Democrats tried to try this before. And when the Democrats did this before, so that it wouldn't happen again, Texas governor passed a bill that said, I can fine them $500 every day. Do you guys, you know how much they swept this story under the rug? Do you know how long they were gone? How many penalties have been racked up? It's actually crazy. So they racked up over $400,000 in penalties. They were gone from their job for weeks. They were gone from their job for weeks. The battle over the Texas congressional seats is a politically motivated mid-decade redistricting effort driven by President Donald Trump and enacted by Texas Republicans. The move is designed to create 5 new Republican-leaning congressional districts ahead of the 2026 midterm elections and has triggered a redistricting arms race with other states like California. The key player in motivation, President Trump. In July 2025, Trump publicly ordered Texas Governor Greg Abbott to begin a mid-decade redistricting. Trump's objective is to bolster Republican Party chances of retaining and expanding a slim majority in the U.S. House of Representatives in 2026. That is very biased. They said that Trump needs these 5 seats. Number one, we already got a majority. The big, beautiful bill went through. The big beautiful bill went through the House like butter. The big beautiful bill melting in this damn thing, man. Melting. The big beautiful bill went through the House like butter. So the inference that Trump needed these 5 seats is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. Trump didn't need these 5 seats because the big beautiful bill is the biggest legislation. Think about this. If Trump needed the 5 seats, then we would have had to wait to get these 5 seats to pass the big beautiful bill. There would have been more contention in passing a $9 trillion legislation, the biggest legislation in past 10, 15 years. It's a multi-trillion dollar legislation, a $1 trillion tax cut. It should have been very hard to pass, but it wasn't. So the big beautiful bill passed easy. So I disagree with this statement that Trump needed these 5 seats in order to get things done because Trump has been ultra productive. Look at what he's accomplished in 6 months. No, we didn't need the 5 seats. The 5 seats are going to reflect the 5 seats are to reflect the changing demographics. But let's keep reading. Texas Republicans. Response to Trump. The Republican-controlled Texas legislature led by, listen to that, the Republican-controlled Texas legislator led by Governor Greg Abbott followed Trump's directive, calling a special session in July to begin the process. Very, very fortunate the way this is being written. You would think AI wouldn't be so partisan, right? Purpose of redistricting. The map is intended to shift GOP voters from secure districts to neighboring blue districts, potentially flipping 5 seats. The GOP's move justified by the party as a way to ensure Texans are represented more fairly. Didn't I say that? As a way to make sure Texans are represented more fairly. That's the fact, Jack. That's what's going on. Past precedent. In 2003, Texas Republicans also redrew congressional lines mid-decade after gaining control of a state legislature, successfully flipping 6 seats in the following election. See what happened? This is what's going to happen again. Texas Democrats quorum breaks. Texas Democrats fought the redistricting effort by fleeing the state on 2 separate occasions. They left the state on 2 separate occasions. They should be this should be illegal what they did. Listen, Texas Democrats fought the redistricting effort by fleeing the state. That is not fighting. This is important that we have this podcast. It's so important that we have this podcast because you live in, remember Trump used to say fake news? You live in this not real world where reality is distorted by powerful media outlets, right? You have a small black guy on YouTube giving you facts, but then you have these large media outlets perverting a narrative, right? When listen to what this says. When I say this is what I mean by perverting a narrative. Listen to what they said. Texas Democrats fought. Now remember what I said? Greg Abbott, this is purposely being written like this. Greg Abbott, the governor, said the Texas Democrats are running from a fight. By not voting and leaving, Texas governor said the Democrats are not being Texans and they are running from a fight. But when you read AI says that the Democrats fought. And AI describes Democrats leaving, abandoning their job as fighting. How can you win if think about what this is doing to our youth. And our youth are already illiterate. They can't read. They were in quarantine for 2 years. They already behind. And then you have a sinister media who wants to lie and manipulate the youth. They want to lie and manipulate the youth for views. And they say to young, impressionable voters, Jasmine Crockett is a fighter. Jasmine Crockett fights for the people. Yeah, she's a fighter. Jasmine Crockett fights against Trump. How did she fight? She left. Yeah, Jasmine Crockett left her job. That's how you fight. What? Jasmine Crockett left, and that's how you fight? That's how you fight, by leaving. No, that's not how you fight. That's not how you fight. But it's important that we point out how our youth are being perverted, how our youth are being manipulated by the narratives on social media, because they interpreted desertion, job desertion, something all of us would get fired for. They interpret job desertion as, oh man, you know, you guys, how's everybody doing? I see Ozzy working hard, man. Ozzy, man, you gotta get some help. I gotta get you some help. I gotta get Mrs. Perfect Timing, hold it down. Yeah, Ozzy holding it down, man. Mr. Perfect Timing got a wrench too. I gotta get Ozzy some help, man. I mean, sometimes I'll be like, man, is this the troll? Is this troll center? Is this troll? Trolls will have to charge the trolls, man, because the trolls be having so much fun here. They should have to pay. You know what I'm saying? They should have to pay. Relax and take sports. Give them that, man. Get that man some help, man. For sure, man. That's what I'm talking about. When I see some more of my members come in, man, Relax and Take Sports, man, go ahead and join the channel, man. Hit that $2 holler, man. Join the channel, man, and we see about getting you a wrench, man. Join the channel, man, and we see about getting you a wrench, man. Hit that $2 holler, man. Y'all know y'all channel, y'all want a wrench. Y'all want to be a moderator, man. Y'all want to battle the trolls every day in the chat, man. Go ahead, man, and hit that button, man. Hit that like button. Oh man, you know I got the air on blast. I got the air on blast. The air don't be coming on when I be in here. But it's the lights. It's the lights, camera, action. I got the lights on me. It's the lights. Being under these lights, man, is a murder, man. The lights is a murder. That's what it be, man. It be the lights. All of the lights. All of the lights. Family Guy moderator. Family Guy just joined the channel, $2 holler. Shout out to the Family Guy for joining the channel, becoming a member, man. Family Guy, he wants to battle, man. Family Guy wants to battle, man, in the chat, man. I love it, man. I love you guys, man. Thank you for the support, man. It means everything. Bobby Channel, the reason why they left was because they wanted to deprive the House of a representative quorum. Yeah, I know that. I'm calling that socialist. Bobby's channel. I'm calling that socialist. What do you call it? I call it job desertion. Double tap, hit the like button. Everybody double tap, hit the like button, subscribe. I call it desertion. And I call it, because you don't hear about this. Like, I follow politics. I don't know how long you've been following politics. I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you're Republican, Democrat, and it really don't matter. The fact of the matter is, this is not something that's a normal process in American politics. Not even in European politics. When you have, the parliament, they be fighting in the parliament. I've seen, they come to physical blows in the parliament. I've talked about the Democratic Convention. I talked about when we had Harry Truman, and you had conventions in America where people were shot and they came to blows, but the Democrats got rid of the convention for Kamala Harris. So what do you call it, Bobby, when someone leaves their job? Or what do you call it when a duly, let's go, forget the haters, let's go, baby. So what do you call it when a duly elected official, think about this, you've been elected. It's not like you work at McDonald's. We've been talking about McDonald's. It's not like you work at McDonald's. You work for the government. You work for the United States. Now think about this. You work for the United States. And now you leave. You have a response. You make an oath of office. You swear an oath to the people that voted for you. Like to not leave and do the job. The governor called for a vote. The governor didn't do something illegal. You may not like what the governor did, right? You may not. Family Guy with the rich of destruction. Rich of destruction. Shout out to the Family Guy with the wrench of destruction, man. My son, go and, I was just watching Afro Samurai last night, man. Who will be number one? Welcome, my son. Welcome. Family Guy, wax on, wax off. Paint the fence. Paint the fence. Wash the fence. Wash the fence. Paint the fence, Family Guy. Thank you very much. Very much, Family Guy. Paint the fence. Paint the fence. So, hey, check this out. If you want to look like Family Guy, look at Family Guy, Ozzy Kazi lit up in the chat. They got access to special emojis. You know what I'm saying? They got access to special emojis, early member videos, everything. Become a member like Ozzy Khan. I think y'all done ran off the trolls. Y'all come back, man. Give Ozzy and them something to do, man. So just don't leave because they got, we got some more riches and they just like, oh, it ain't gonna be fun no more. It ain't gonna be fun no more. We can't call them the N-word. We can't do all that racist stuff because we got some people in there with the wrench of destruction, man. Check out those emojis, man. I'm honored. Well, I'm honored, man, too. Thank you. Paint the fence, man. Paint the fence. What's that movie? I heard you paint houses. You know what I'm saying? The wrench of destruction, man. I got some people who paint houses out there in my chat. You know what I'm saying? I got some people who paint houses in my chat. So, where were we at today, man? How many people have figured out that Perfect is under the weather? I was very sick this weekend, and there is a virus. There's a virant going around Sacramento in the water. It's called the Starless. Have you guys heard about it? The Starless variant. I wasn't tested, so I can't say yes or no whether or not I had the Starless variant because I didn't get tested. I was that sick. But a lot of us have been, we all went through that time, so we know what it feels like. And I know what I felt this weekend. It felt like what I felt before 2-3 years ago. So I don't know if anybody lives in Northern California. I kind of didn't even want to talk about it, but I'm sweating and everything. And it's like, I don't know how many people figured out that I'm sick as a dog. But yeah, I've been real sick. I've been so sick that I Googled it, and I said, are there new variants in Northern California? And I was surprised that what the AI said, and it said, actually, yes, there are two variants going around California. One of them being more prominent, the starless. Am I saying that correct? Y'all put that in the chat. The starless variant being the most prevalent in the Sacramento water, and that Sacramento is one of the highest levels of that in the water. If I was reading that correctly, if I'm wrong, please forgive me, because I don't want to give out information like this, because this is serious and the trolls will use it against you. So if I read that incorrectly, please forgive me. It also said that it's in the water, and Sacramento had one of the high, and it also said for August of 2025 that there was an uptick in Sacramento. And I was like, wow, I didn't think I was going to, it's been so long. I did not think that I would read that, but I know what I felt. I know my symptoms. I work in healthcare IT. So when I had the symptoms, when I was down for several days before I could actually get to the computer and do some research. So after I got, enough energy to do some research on the computer, like for my show, I researched what's going on with this thing, because I know these symptoms are very familiar, eerily familiar. And outbreak in Northern California. Outbreak, but I can't confirm what I experienced because I was not tested. But it was kind of scary to see what's going on with the outbreak in California with the starless variant, and that in August of 2025 there was an outbreak and an uptick of that sickness in Sacramento. Now I wish they would have told me, because I probably wouldn't have went to public pools and things like that, like I did do in Sacramento in August. It's September now, so it was in the water too. So I need your guys' prayers. Go ahead and send out some prayers and positive energy to your boy. My chat has stalled, but I'm gonna bring it up. That is a fire thumbnail, man. That is a fire thumbnail. So let's get back to reading what's going on, man. So on August 29, 2025, the U.S. Court of Appeals and the Federal Circuit Court affirmed that the CIT's decision in the seventh, we didn't get there yet. Quorum break. So last thing I was talking about, I was asking Bobby, did Bobby ever come back with an answer? Who sent that $10? Tanya and Donahue, prayers for fast healing. Thank you so much, man. That feels great, man. That means a lot. Thank you so much. God bless you. That means so much. So much, man. So much. Family Guy says, sorry, I broke the chat. You didn't break the chat, bro. It's my energy, bro. My energy. That's why I'm sick, man, because typically I see the numbers and my energy level is what brings it up and down. You got to understand the algorithm and everything, but it's tough for a content creator, you know what I'm saying? A growing content creator. I'm extremely thankful to YouTube and all the successes that we've had here, the great number of views, the great number of people watching. So, and then as a content creator, and as I'm having my successes, I'm like, man, is it me? Are people watching me? Are people watching the content? Is it just the trolls? Is it a racial thing? So, it's a lot mentally that goes into it. And then you got my head and my sinuses. So, man, I just want to say thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Family Guy. It's Family Guy. It's not you. It's them. Just like you said in your comment, you didn't do nothing, brother. You didn't do nothing. I just wanted to say, you guys, I just feel a little sick. So if you don't mind, I may not be as animated and as loud as usual, but I am here and we're going to finish the show. We're going to have a good time. I actually enjoy doing this and I enjoy hanging out with you guys. Keep the hustle strong, man. Let's go. All right. We got some good dope in this cup, man. I got some drink in my cup. We got some good dope in this cup, man. When I need a hot toddy, man. You know what I'm saying? I got some Remy Martin downstairs too. I don't even drink. Who is the person that got alcohol on their cabinet but don't drink it? So, and then if you don't drink, your body not good with the alcohol. But whenever I get sick, This is the type of drink. This is the type of drinker I am to where if you got friends who drink, they don't like you. Like, man, shut up. You don't even drink. You know what I'm saying? But like, I get sick. Like, oh, I know what I want. I want some Remy. Like, you don't drink. Like, how you want to have a drink just because you just feel a little bad? Like, but I got some Remy. I got some Remy and I got some tea. So I'm like, man, what other time? I'm probably gonna be throwing up because I don't drink, especially cognac. But, you know, I'm thinking about a hot toddy right now because, man, if you could be me, if you could feel how I feel, and then look how my shirts is fitting me, man. My shirts, I feel like I'm losing like 20 pounds every day. Like, I buy big shirts because I want them to be baggy, but, man, this baggy, man, God, dog, oh my goodness. So, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on. Yeah, man. So let's get back to it, man. Let's get back to it. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see if Bobby ever answered my question, Trump love America facts. You know what I've been loving, you guys? We didn't even get to Chicago yet. I'm going to get to Chicago. You know what I've been loving, you guys? When that person said Trump love America, I've been loving how the racist Democrats and the liberals have been tripping over their words, how the Democrats and the liberals can't find explanations for Chicago and for D.C. Because what did I say the other day? Chicago and D.C. is Black lives. Think about Black Lives Matter, right? But the Chicago and the D.C. mayor would barter with your life. But Trump, here is Trump stopping the death of blacks. Trump is stopping black murder. Trump is stopping black homicide. And it's been very entertaining watching the liberal media try to explain in a negative light less black crime, less black on black crime, less black shootings, less black murder. That has been some of the most entertaining thing I've seen all year of listening and trying to watch these Democratic liberal pundits frame the less black shootings in a negative light. And this idiotic Chicago mayor taking the bait. He's an absolute idiot. How can you frame less murder? You're a black man. You live in Chicago, 50 shootings this weekend, 9 deaths, and you allow the liberal media to couch black death as if it's a good thing. You know, they were celebrating. That made me so sick. This is the Democrats are sick. They were celebrating in Chicago. They had a liberal Labor Day protest talking about putting Trump in effigy while 9 murders. I bet you there were dead people on the ground because they don't have enough police. They don't have enough coroners. Think about the priorities in the leadership of Democratic cities. So 9 people dead in 3 days. Can we have a talk? 50 shootings and 9 dead in 3 days. 50 shootings and 9 dead in 3 days. And on Labor Day, you celebrate. All I can think is that you're celebrating a death. All I can see is that the Democrats in Chicago, and think about this, take out the doom and gloom. Let's take out the doom and gloom. Let's just be honest. Like a true MAGA conservative, they have to like the death. The Democrats in Chicago have to be complicit. Not only complicit was obvious, like the LA mayor is complicit. Complicit is obvious. When you listen to the Chicago mayor, complicit is a given. I'm going to go so far as that they celebrate Black death. Complicit is not enough. When I saw that Labor Day protest and people happy, why are you happy? People, Labor Day protests in Chicago, in San Francisco, in LA, where you have death on the streets, and I'm not trying to be salacious. I am literally saying that your coroners weren't done with their investigation. Here in Sacramento, I don't know if people pay attention, but here in Sacramento over the weekend, we have 5 deaths. There was a triple homicide that happened just the other day that police came. Let me see how many deaths in Sacramento over Labor Day weekend. Because I'm in Sacramento and I was surprised as I did my story. I heard about a triple homicide just the other day, but then another homicide and another homicide. Sacramento is called South Sac, Iraq, and you got Chirac in Chicago. Let's have a real talk. How many people shot and murdered in Sacramento over Labor Day weekend? Because I just saw a triple homicide. Was it a double homicide or a triple homicide where the Sacramento police did not even get there. So it's so much a problem in these inner city streets. So these people were found dead in their apartment. They were shot the day before. So I said, wait a minute, there was a shootout where multiple people were murdered and the police didn't even know it. This is the math that I've been talking about. Do you understand? This is the math I've been talking about. The recent weekend, let me go back. The recent weekend, there was a shooting. This weekend, there was a shooting. There were multiple people dead. The police were not called and they did not know until the following day. How does that happen in a major city in America, where you have a shootout with multiple dead and no one calls? In an apartment, it's not like in a desert. I got to get to this. No, not Memorial. Labor Day weekend. Telling you, boy, this AI leans left, boy. They be knowing what I be doing. This AI leans left, boy. How many shootings Labor Day weekend in Sacramento in 2025? Over the 2025 Labor Day weekend, several shootings incidents were reported in Greater Sacramento, resulting in multiple deaths and injuries. Notable incidents include a triple homicide in Carmichael after two separate shootings in West Sacramento. I am not exaggerating what's going on in America. I could spend time on Chicago. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Chicago, this weekend, 50 shootings, 9 black deaths. It made me think, as I did my research, I saw a news report in Sacramento where I live of a triple homicide over the weekend. So if I am pointing a finger at Chicago, let me illuminate this topic for my audience. Can you put in the chat, how much violence did you experience in your American city? Now, we know one city that was not having any black on black crime and no one black was murdered. Can anybody put in the chat, what city was that did not have no black crime this weekend? Can anybody name the city? Can anybody name the city that did not have any black on black crime Labor Day weekend? It may be hard for some. It's easy for me. Ozzy said, I don't know. Let me guess. DC? Yeah, DC is one of the most, DC chocolate city. Chocolate City. I didn't call it Chocolate City. DC been Chocolate City since I was a kid. I remember growing up, I said, I love that name. DC is Chocolate City. I love Chocolate City, But Chocolate City is Death City, where they murder black people. Yeah, because they've been murdering black people for 50 years until Trump sent the National Guard. And then for the first time in 50 years, 7 days, no black murder. So over the holiday weekend, only one city with no black murder. How many people would like an American cities with no shooting? Let's take the race out. How about American cities with no shooting? How about American cities with no murder? Wouldn't that be great? Okay, let me get back to the news. Okay, triple homicide in Carmichael and 2 separate shootings in West Sac. So we're talking about, it says 3 people killed in botched robbery in North California suburb. 3 people killed, but the police wasn't there. Carmichael, on Sunday, August 31st, a family member wellness check led to the discovery of a shooting at an apartment complex on El Camino Avenue. Listen to how policing is done in a democratic city in 2025, and then tell me again if you agree we don't need any help. But the mayors and the chief of police are asking for help. The victims of crime and violence are asking for help. Only millionaire Democrat liberals who live in Democratic millionaire enclaves. Can we be honest this morning, man? Ain't y'all tired of the lies? Only liberal millionaire Democrats who live in these liberal millionaire Democratic enclaves outside of Chicago's South Side, outside of East Oakland, outside of South Sacramento. Hello. See, there's something called East St. Louis. I'm going to say it one more time. There's something called East St. Louis. Hello, hello. Do you guys understand that there is something called East St. Louis, where there are black people who suffer from the crime, and we are no longer empathetic to the gangbangers and the criminals, and we want them gone. There was a time where black people were empathizing with the gangbangers and the criminals, and we wanted to give the gangbangers and the criminals a second chance. We no longer care. There is no more second chances. If the long arm of the law falls heavy on the criminal in East St. Louis, we're okay with that. If the long arm of the law falls heavy on the criminal in South Chicago, we're okay with that. But see, the liberal Democrat who lives outside, the liberal Democrat is saying we don't want Trump in Chicago, but the liberal Democrat doesn't live in South Side Chicago. The liberal Democrat is never on 63rd. The liberal Democrat's children. Can we have a real talk this morning? Can we have a real talk this morning? See, the liberal millionaire Democrat, when did the Democrats become so rich? Was that Barack Obama with quantitative easing? That's another show. But man, there's a lot of millionaire Democrats. There's a lot of red-blooded, MAGA, hardworking American people not paying their rent. So since when did MAGA become the bad guys and the Democrats become the millionaires? Can you understand now what's going on? See, millionaires don't live in South Chicago. Millionaires don't live in East St. Louis. But let's ask the people who CC 360 in the building. Now I'm looking for you, man. Let me get you a wrench, man. CC 360 in the building. Let me get you a wrench, man. Been looking for you, man. Thank you for coming in, man. You know I've been going live a little bit earlier, man, and I'm a little under the weather, man. Good to see you, my brother, man. 11 a.m. Sometimes I go live at 12 p.m., man. What's up with my brother CC 360, man? CC. Hey, who like Ali Sadiq? CC is the one who made the knife. CC. It's a riot. He said, CC, what's up, youngster? Meskin got on boots. CC, Meskin got on boots. I need a knife. Shout out to my brother CC. And again, man, I keep saying, see, I might be misgendering you, but I still love you. Let me go ahead. There you go. Let me get you that wrench, man. And as a moderator, there we go. All right. We looking good, man. Thank y'all, man. How do I sound? Do I sound crazy? Because I feel like I sound a little congested, a little nasally, man. Thank you, Perfect Timing. Thank you, CC. Thank you for watching, supporting, hanging out with your peeps. Oh, man. So the quorum I was looking for, so the Texas Democrats fought the redistricting effort by fleeing the state on two separate occasions in August of 2025 to deny quorum and stop the special sessions. Legal threats in response. Governor Abbott and Texas Attorney General suspended direct deposits for lawmakers breaking quorum and threatened them with arrest after having their seats declared vacant. Let's go, Texas Governor Greg. Let me read that again, man. So we have been talking. We said Jasmine Crockett got on the plane. Jasmine Crockett had no brain. I said, we got a bedtime story for the kids that's going to be $1 million platinum book. It's called Jasmine Crockett Got on the Plane. Jasmine Crockett got on the plane. Jasmine Crockett had no brain. Jasmine Crockett had no aim. So Jasmine Crockett made no gain. Let me say that one more time. I said Jasmine Crockett got on the plane. Jasmine Crockett had no game. Jasmine Crockett had no aim. So Jasmine Crockett made no gains. Yes, it was all for nothing. She wasted your money. She wasted your money. She wasted taxpayer money. She wasted your time. She wasted your time, your money, your efforts, and she knew it. That is not politicians. That is not ethical. She is not holding up to her oath. She knew that they would lose. So why did she do it? It was political theater and grandstanding. Who the one told you about sandbagging? Who the one told you about political theater? I'm the one who brought these terms to the stage, man. I'm the one who told you about political theater. I'm the one who told you about sandbagging. So if Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats lost in Texas, and they always knew they were going to lose in Texas, then what did they do? They wasted your money and they wasted your time. So what penalties should they face? That's all we want to know. That's all because we knew they were going to lose. Greg Abbott signed the bill yesterday. Greg Abbott signed the bill that will give the Texas Republicans 5 more seats. The Democrats lost. Jasmine Crockett wasted your money and wasted your time. Why did she waste your money, waste your time? And what will be the penalty and what will be legal threats? In response to Governor Abbott and the Texas Attorney General suspended direct deposits for lawmakers for breaking quorum and threatened them with arrest after having their seats declared vacant. Good job. Allegations of discrimination. The Democrats argue that the new map dilutes voting power of minority voters. Again, Democrats don't got nothing but race in their bag. If you a Democrat, man, you gotta really like this is what Cory Booker said you guys deserve to lose. This is why Gavin Newsom is saying the Democrats are going to lose. And that's why the redistricting, and that's why you're facing a losing battle in 2026, because America has race fatigue. You did it with Barack Obama. You tried it again with Kamala Harris. You tried to race bait us again with Kamala Harris. You even brought out Barack Obama. You even brought out Barack Obama to race bait black men into voting for Kamala Harris after 15 years of a $7 minimum wage that affects black male dollars more than anyone, because who is at the bottom of employment? Who would raising the minimum wage help the most? It would help the crime numbers. It would help the Democratic cities with crime. It would help you with employment. It would help you with homelessness. And it should have been done incrementally over the past 15 years, but the Democrats did nothing. The Democrats did nothing. In response to Greg Abbott, they said, listen to this. Democrats argue that the new map dilutes voting power of minority voters and discriminates against Black and Latino communities. This is what you got for me in 2025? In 2020, so okay, listen to what they want you to have a priority. Listen how they trick you. I need to educate you on how Jasmine Crockett, Barack Obama, and the Democrats have manipulated you. You hear this, right? I'm Black, right? You hear this and you say to yourself, okay, Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats are fighting because they want equal opportunity for Blacks, but you don't need equal opportunity. As a politician, I need you to get me a job. I need you to get companies to build factories here, and I need you to make sure that wages are higher. But I don't need you to go fight Trump so that Black and Latino communities are not discriminated against. No, we need jobs, Jasmine Crockett. Democrats, we don't need you to fight for a voting map that dilutes and discriminates. I don't care about that. See, for 12 years, the Democrats told you, give me power, vote for me, and I'll go fight to get Black and Latino the proper equal rights. But they never said, we'll go get Black and Latino jobs. You see the trick bag? There's no policy in that. In the social justice warrior fight that Jasmine Crockett and the Dems, there's nothing in it for you. Did you figure that out yet? There's nothing in it for you. Yeah. There's nothing in it for you. The Democrats, they're not arguing for better pay, unions, pensions, families, fathers. They're arguing, saying that minority voters are getting discriminated against. So What the Democrats said for 15 years is we're gonna stop discrimination. So all the American black people are like, okay, you stop discrimination. Where do I work at? Democrat, who's gonna protect my house? So you said focus on discrimination, but where do I work? Where does my son work? And where are the police officers to protect my house? And where are the firefighters with water to put out that fire down the street? Democrats, where are the firefighters? You told me worry about discrimination, racism, homosexuality, but then the fire came and there was no water. There were no fire engines. There were no firefighters. And then I woke up to what politics really is. Politics doesn't care about my race. I shouldn't be whining about race when it comes to politics. I was wrong. I was race hustled. I thought politics was about race. I thought politicians can fix racism. No, politicians cannot fix racism. Politics is not about race. Politics is about resources. Politics is not about race. Jasmine Crockett and the Texas Democrats. See, it's about allocation of resources. Greg Abbott wanted 5 more seats so that the Republican legislature can get more resources allocated to MAGA Republicans and not waste money on private planes and luxury hotels. Jasmine Crockett, Texas Democrats, it's not about discrimination. It's not about Black and Latino communities. You know what Black, white, purple, green, and brown American communities want? Firefighters. Water in the fire hydrant. You know what Black, white, Latino communities want? Police officers. Yeah, we need police. How do you get? That's politics. That's taxes. That is why you don't leave the house, so that you do politics. And you look at the tax base. You look at the overtime. You look at the number of citizens and the correlating crime and number of police, and you do your job. Let the pastor, let the YouTuber fix racism. Let the YouTuber fix Black and white relationships. Let the pastor go to church. Let the pastor preach a ceremony on harmony in Jesus. But the politician focus on getting me water. Focus on getting me firefighters. Focus on getting me politicians. Focus on getting me police. Focus on getting the crime down. Triple homicide in Sacramento this weekend. Triple homicide in Sacramento this weekend. But this is the thing about the triple homicide. Triple homicide in Sacramento this weekend, but no police call. No, West Sacramento police investigated 2 separate unconnected shootings. Listen to this. West Sacramento police investigated 2 separate unconnected shootings that occurred early Monday, September 1st. Fatal shooting around 1 a.m., the 1400 block West Capitol Avenue. Person found dead from gunshot wound. Injury shooting. Approximately 2.5 hours later, a second shooting occurred near Kingston Street, Essex Avenue. 1 person injured. South Sacramento. On Saturday, August 23rd, before the holiday weekend, a juvenile was shot and injured at Stockton Boulevard, Gerber Road. Shooting after shooting after shooting after shooting after shooting. But what about the triple homicide that no one was called? Triple homicide. 3 people killed in botched robbery in Northern California suburb. Is that what happened? 3 people were found dead in an apartment in Sacramento suburb of Carmichael. Around 7 a.m. Sunday, 911 dispatchers received a call from someone concerned about a family member at an apartment complex on the 4800 block. When Sacramento County Sheriff deputies arrived at the unit, they found bullet holes in front of the residence. They arrived and found bullet holes. No one called them. They have something called a shot spotter in Sacramento. We spent millions of dollars on new technology for the police. It's technology that if they hear a gunshot, right, they have like little cell phones all around the city attached to the street poles, and they have speakers and they pick up frequency of gunshots. If the shot spotter hears a gunshot, police are supposed to come out. No one came out to this triple homicide. No one knew 3 people were dead. You think we got enough police? You think we have a problem? Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. Okay. Sacramento Sheriff's Office deputies around the unit, they found bullet holes in front of the residence. Inside, they discovered 3 deceased men, all in their 20s, with gunshot wounds. The firearms were apparently used in a crime where nearby as was a 7 surviving 18-year-old male who deputies took into custody upon arrival. There are surveillance cameras throughout the apartment. So this happened inside of an apartment. The neighbors didn't call the police. The apartment landlord, the manager of the apartment, no one called the police. This is how normal violence is in the inner city. I can see if one person shot, that means you might have heard one bullet, and then you like, oh, you don't call the police. Can anybody talk to me about what I'm explaining? 3 young 20-year-olds. These are babies. My oldest child is 27. This a baby. 3 20-year-olds murdered, and no one in an apartment. It's not a desert. It's not in the middle of nowhere. It's Sacramento. It's the state capital of California. Can we have a real talk? Because the Democrats are saying Trump is wrong. It's the state capital of California, 5th largest economy in the world. Global economy. Gavin Newsom is the governor. He's right down the street. Let's just be honest. Gavin Newsom is the governor right down the street. This is Sacramento state capital. Triple homicide. And nobody knew. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knew. I just need you guys to understand the level of violence that the inner cities are dealing with and how normal and democratic this. I don't think that would happen in the red state, in the red city. I don't think that would happen. How do you have 3 homicides in an apartment building and no one called? One person shot 1 bullet. Maybe everyone was asleep. 2 people shot. 3 people shot. 3 people murdered. And the only way the police found out is when someone showed up the next day. That's bananas. That's bananas. Detectives learned that one of the descendants was allegedly being robbed by 2 other males. The sheriff's office said in a Monday update on the case, during the altercation, one of the males was shot and killed by one of the 2 armed robbers. The surviving male resident then fired his weapon, fatally wounding both of the armed robbers. During a press conference on Sunday, sheriffs did not identify victims and said no calls reporting gunshots were made from the location. No calls reporting gunshots were made from the location. The 18-year-old who was on probation for a gun-related crime was wearing an active ankle monitor at the time of the shooting. An 18-year-old was on ankle. This is what we've been talking about. 18, 20 years old, murder. The 18-year-old was on ankle. He shouldn't have been free. Do you guys understand what's happening in these democratic cities with these politics? He shouldn't have been free. Let me read it again. You tell me in the chat what you think. Because then the problem won't occur if we put him in jail. Let me read it again. You tell me how, then you can figure out how it happened. During the press conference on Sunday, the sheriff said there were no calls reporting gunshots made from the location. The 18-year-old who was on probation for a gun-related crime, why is he free? The 18-year-old who was on probation for a gun-related crime was wearing an active ankle monitor at the time of the shooting. I think Democrats want crime. Today, I am saying to you, the Democrats want crime because the Democrats get elected off of crime. The Democrats are using Black death and Black violence as bartering chips, and it's sick and perverted. Here it is. He is facing additional gun charges, although the sheriff said, due to the circumstances of the shootout, they will not be pursuing homicide charges. Did you hear that? So check this out. This is not made up. They are not pursuing homicide charges in the triple homicide. I can't make this up because somebody put that in the chat. Sacramento police are not pursuing homicide charges in the triple homicide. So we got all teenagers. A teenager is the one who killed the other teenagers. But because those teenagers was trying to rob another teenager, they not going. Americans, single parent home. We've been talking about this for 2 weeks, you guys. We've been talking about this for 2 weeks, you guys. Single parent homes, the effects of these single parent homes on America. Who wants to live in these cities? Who wants to live in these cities? This is
to Sacramento County and the investigation into a deadly shooting in Carmichael that killed 3 people in an apartment complex. That shooting was around 7 o'clock this morning on El Camino Avenue in Carmichael. KCRA3's Denson Cortez is there for us live. Denson, let's start with what you're still seeing out there right now.
Edie, we're just feet away from that initial perimeter authorities have put. Since the moment we've gotten here, you can still see crime tape behind me, and authorities still trying to obtain some of that security footage from Lance Apartments to kind of just puzzle piece what had happened earlier this morning.
It's a scene no one was expecting this Sunday morning.
I was going to go to the store, and I'm going, something must be going on big. Either a bomb or somebody got shot.
Crime tape blocking the entrance of the Lance Apartments near El Camino Avenue in Carmichael.
The Sheriff's Department received a 911 call this morning around 7 a.m. From a family member, and deputies arrived and performed a welfare check.
Deputies finding bullet holes on the front of the residence.
They located 3 individuals suffering from gunshot wounds who were pronounced deceased.
Homicide detectives working with crime scene personnel trying to piece out the timeline on how it unfolded.
Homicide will be going through all the video surveillance cameras here or anywhere near the apartment complex.
We're going to hopefully get a judicial order and a warrant to expedite this process, but again, this is hours now that we're going through. We don't know when this happened. We got no calls for service. Nobody called 911. All we know is from a family member that, hey, there's bullet holes in here. Can you please check on my family member?
You hear that? Nobody called for service. Nobody came through.
Residents in the complex finding out what happened alongside authorities. Marilyn Fisher has been here for 14 years and says this is out of the usual.
When people get crazy and stuff and fight and do certainly, but nothing like this.
And
First time I've ever saw it or heard.
And just right now, as we're playing that package, the Sacramento Coroner's Office entering into that complex to figure out what's going on. And right now, emotional right now with families. They're figuring out new information as it's coming. And Sacramento really focusing on that back end of the complex where this has taken place. But for right now, no arrests have been made. In Carmichael, Denson Cortez, KCRA 3 News.
All right, thank you.
You can't make this shit up, man. 3 killed. Let me go back to the article. During a press conference Sunday, Sheriff, no calls and gunshots were made from the location. So we're dealing with an 18-year-old who was on probation for a gun-related crime, was wearing an active ankle monitor at the time of the shooting. Authorities said he's facing additional gun charges, but they will not be pursuing homicide charges. So this is 4 teenagers. Where are the parents? This is 4 teenagers. We got 3 20-year-olds murdered and an 18-year-old who committed the murder. This is why Trump is on his. So we talked about St. Louis, we talked about Shreveport, we talked about Milwaukee. We said what's going to be next. We predicted Chicago going to be next. We knew Chicago was going to be next, but we learned a lot about Shreveport. I didn't know the murder rate was that high in Shreveport. So we know they're going to Shreveport. Shreveport is off the hook. And then we talked about St. Louis. St. Louis chief is requesting. St. Louis is asking. Some cities are asking. Chicago was the first one after D.C. I showed a video where Chicago was asking for Trump to come here. The residents of South Chicago wanted Trump to come here. So Sacramento, I need to know, Sacramento, how do you feel about Trump coming to Sacramento and dealing with the gang violence and the crime? Do you think it's warranted for Trump to come to Sacramento? And where is Trump going after, where's Trump going after Chicago? What's next? And I think it has to do with ratios. I think it has to do with what ratio is the highest, who needs the most help. I mean, Chicago, if we take away all of the Democrat BS, Chicago needs help. We did the real research. It's a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon of this type of content, and they're not doing the actual research. But we did the research. There are 2.7 million people in Chicago. I didn't know it was that many people in Chicago, and only 11,000 police officers. So what are the numbers in Sacramento? How could you have a triple homicide in Sacramento and not know? And remember, I told you about the shot spotter. Shot spotter is up for vote. Sacramento shot spotter is up for vote. Do we want to spend another $1 million on keeping the Sacramento shot spotter? So I told you it's up for vote. Do we keep shot spotter? In Sac. Do we keep shot spotter in Sac? Because it didn't work. It didn't work with that triple homicide. Yes, both Sacramento Police Department and Sacramento County Sheriffs continue to use shot spotter technology, though there is an ongoing debate and controversy surrounding the system. While the Sacramento City Council considered not renewing the police department's contract in August 2025, the system remains in operation. But I think they should bring that back up after what happened this weekend. The sheriff office uses it in specific county areas. Usage in Sacramento. Use shot spotter technology in north, south, and east areas of Sacramento where the shooting took place. But still, police did not know that 3 people were murdered. Use of shot spotter in 3 locations in communities that have historically experienced gun violence, including areas around Watt Avenue and Roseville Road, Howell Park, 47th Avenue, Fruitvale Road. Controversial cost for termination. The Sacramento Police Review Commission has recommended terminating the city contract with ShotSpotter. The cost. The city's contract with ShotSpotter is a multi-million-dollar investment with associated costs adding up to millions annually, making a significant budget. Cities are broke. And so we got to use computers to do policing. Since we don't have enough police on the street, we got to come up with new ways to police. One of the new ways of policing is this technology called a shot spotter. Debate over effectiveness. When police officials praise technology for its ability to detect shots and help with investigation in areas, critics argue that the system's effectiveness and costs are not always justified, with some sites discounting its use. I agree. Shot spotter gun detection. You guys look it up. So how many police? Let's do the math that we've been doing in every city. How many citizens versus how many police in Sacramento? Because there was a triple homicide. I don't want to pick on Chicago. I can go to many Democratic liberal cities that are plagued. We talked about East St. Louis. You know, when we talked about St. Louis last week, I didn't go into detail. I didn't go. You know what makes me go into East St. Louis today? Because I saw a video of a black professional from Chicago. Listen to this. I saw a video from a black professional from Chicago. The black professional said, the people in Chicago who don't want Trump don't live in South Chicago. They live in those liberal enclaves with multi-million-dollar homes with no black neighbors. It's funny because those are the same people with the Black Lives Matter posters in their window, but there's no black neighbors in your community. Your children don't go to school with black kids. You live in Chicago, but you live in an all-white, it's okay. Look, they make themselves comfortable for being racist and living in an all-white upper-class neighborhood. You know how they make themselves feel okay? They say, I'm a Democrat. Yeah, I'm a Democrat. It's okay that I'm white, I'm rich, I don't have any black friends. I would never let my daughter date a black man, but It's okay because I'm a Democrat. And you can believe that I want black people to be happy, just not by me. Stay in South Chicago. I want black people to be happy, just not by me. Just don't date me, don't talk to me, don't speak to me, don't look at me. That's your liberal Democrat. Am I lying? Somebody tell me in the chat. Am I lying? So reason I bring up East St. Louis is because I want to remind people, because some people may have forgot. Oh yeah, South Chicago is 45 square miles. I grew up in San Francisco. Now, did you know that San Francisco was one of the smallest, biggest little cities? You got Reno, but San Francisco was actually a small city. It's the same size as South Side Chicago. A lot of people don't know that. Chicago has 2.7 million people. So when you hear these liberal Democrats saying they don't want Trump in Chicago, they don't want Trump in their Chicago because they don't see crime. They live in a multi-millionaire liberal enclave, devoid of the violence that plagues the south side of Chicago. It's like two different worlds. Again, East St. Louis. When you hear people complaining about Trump going to St. Louis, people outside of that area don't understand that East St. Louis is a different world. It's two worlds. And what is happening in Southside Chicago, what is happening in East St. Louis, what is happening in Southside South Sacramento is un-American. And I say to you, I'm tired of the Black Death. If Trump is willing, if Trump is willing to stop Black Death, why would I not be on board with that? Okay, let's take out race. Let's take out race because it sounds too democratic. I don't like Black Death. Let's take out race. If Trump is willing to stop Americans dying in American cities, if Trump is on board with stopping Americans with killing Americans, why would you not be? Why would you not be? Let's take out race. If Trump is on board with Americans not killing Americans, and he has a plan to stop Americans from killing Americans, God forbid we love each other. God forbid we love each other. We love God. God forbid we love each other, love God, love our country, love our wives, love our kids. How about we do that? I'm not going there. But God forbid we love our wife. God forbid we love our kids. We go to church, we pay taxes, and we love our country. Where police officers don't have to work so hard. Where police officers don't gotta wipe our ass. Where police officers can love their families too. Police officers got wives too. Police officers got kids too. Police officers is American too. How about Americans start treating Americans with some love and honor and respect? But we not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm just saying, God forbid that happens. I was just asking the question, like, if the president don't want people to get murdered no more. Bruce Wayne the Great, man. Bruce Wayne the Great, man. Hold on, man. Let me get you. Everybody getting the rich today. It's Rich Day, man. It's Rich Day at the Perfect Timing Podcast, man. Let me get Bruce Wayne the Great rich, man. It's Moderator Day. Everybody remember what's today? September 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Today is Moderator Day, man. Shout out to all the mods in the chat, man. CC mod, Bruce Wayne the Great mod members. It's the mod members and Family Guy mod member, Ozzy Cosby mod member. Shout out to you all, man. Love you guys, man. Thank y'all for coming and supporting, man. Anybody, y'all hear that triple homicide? You know what I'm saying? It's funny, man. It shouldn't be this way. I shouldn't be able to create this content like this. It shouldn't be like that, man. It shouldn't be this easy to find that much Black death in America, and it should not be that much lack of concern for all these homicides and shootings. Like, it's sick. It's sick and perverted, man. It's sick and perverted. So we got some news with the Trump tariffs. I know everybody. So where my trolls at? I know my trolls gonna be happy about the Trump tariff news. We need 100 likes, man. 30 people watching, man. Get the likes up, man. Get the likes, share and subscribe, man. Get the likes up, man. Same bad time, same bad channel, man. Get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. Hit the like button, man. Get the likes up, man. So same bad time, same bad channel. You know, I had a meeting today at 11. I missed my meeting. I had a phone call. So anyone who needs crime, why would anyone prevent crime intervention? Who benefits from it? How? Always follow the money. That's right. That's right. They need crime. It's sad, bro. The Chicago mayor is using the crime and death as a bartering chip because they're $1 billion over budget. They're $1 billion over budget and they need the money. The city is broke. Family Guy, life is great with a balance of moderation, man. $2 higher, man. The city is broke, and Chicago is not the only broken city. So let's get to this Trump. Let's get to this tariff, man, because we're going to need to support our president, man. Now, y'all know what I presented on Labor Day. The Trump tariffs went into effect August 1st. We actually are receiving money from the tariffs, but the tariffs did take a blow this weekend because we got a court decision and it looked like we're going to be going to the Supreme Court. So I got a really question about the sinister people on the other side of this Trump thing. Like, what are the goals and what do they want? Because American people weren't happy in the past 12 years. Our wages are stagnant. I know the Democrats want to defeat Trump, but what do they want for the American people? I would really want to know your agenda, because if you fight the tariffs, and the tariffs are working, they're getting money coming in, we're getting investments coming in, wages are going up, the globe is respecting American workers, the American dollar is being respected again. You see these changes at Bud Light, you see these changes at Target. What is the goal for Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, and the people who want to fight Trump on the tariffs, right? The U.S. Supreme Court is expected to hear arguments regarding the legality of many of President Trump's sweeping tariffs, which will recently rule unconstitutional by a federal appeals court. The tariffs remain in effect for now as the administration seeks to review from a high court. Let's get into the legal decision that came down, because I know a lot of people heard about it. I'm not going to run away from the news. I'm going to present it to you because you know I've been on top of this tariff thing, so I'm not going to be gatekeeping on the facts. The Democrats do that, but I'm not. Double tap, hit the like. Let's get to 100 likes. Court of International Trade, CIT, in May 2025, the CIT unanimously ruled that many of Trump's tariffs were illegal. The court found that the administration had exceeded its authority under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, the EPA. You've heard about EPA, by imposing tariffs of unlimited duration with no rational connection to the emergency claim, which is actually untrue. Because I'm in an emergency. How many people are in an emergency? How many American workers are in an emergency? But the Democrats want to say you're fine. The Democrats want to say you're fine. The Democrats want to say you're racist. Come on, man. This is why the Democrats lost. I'm tired of them putting words in my mouth. You should be tired of them putting words in your mouth. Federal Appeals Court on August 29, 2025, the U.S. Court of Federal Appeals Circuit affirmed that the CIT's decision in a 7-4 ruling, the court emphasized that the power to impose tariffs is a core congressional function under the Constitution, and that EPA does not authorize such broad presidential action. But listen to the intricacies of that. Let me read it one more time. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit affirmed that the CIT's decision in a 7-4 ruling that the court emphasized, but not say for certain, that the power to impose tariffs is a core not only belonging to the Congress. You understand how they use these legal jargon? Number one, is it only for the Congress to do tariffs? No, it's a core principle, but can the president do tariffs? Yes. So what's the argument? What's the fight? Just to put up a fight. That's why the tariffs are currently in effect. So anybody that argues this, you might say, well, why are I'll match that back. Why are the tariffs still in effect? Why are the tariffs still in effect? The tariffs are in effect because because y'all going crazy. I wasn't even seeing what's going on. What's going Man, come on, man. I'm a Leo, man. I'm emotional. What's y'all doing in the chat, man? Y'all gonna make me start crying, man. What is y'all doing? Y'all going crazy in the chat, man. Thank y'all, man. I love y'all, man. We got the hottest chat in the building, man. We got the hottest chat in the building. I'm telling you, man, if you watching YouTube right now, if you're not in this chat, you not really being entertained. I'm telling you, it's a lot of boring YouTubers out there. It's a lot of boring YouTubers stealing my content. Stealing my content. Look at that, man. $2, $2. You get a $2. You get $2. You get $2. $2 for you. Two. 22 twos. Any Jay-Z fans? Any Jay-Z fans in the building? Ba-da-ba-ba. Da, da, da. Imaginary players, man. Hey, man, I got that card too, man. Hey, Jay, what's the difference between the 4 dot and the 4.6? 30, 40,000. What do you say? 30, 40,000, cocksucker. 22 twos. What's the difference between the 4 dot and the 4.6? 30, 40,000. Imaginary players in the building, man. Who is that just came in? Roy Chin from Missouri. They can steal, but they can't be or replace that which is us. Shout out to you, man. $2 make you holler, honey boo boo child. Mrs. Perfect Timing, she running it back. Mrs. Perfect Timing running it back. You a little late, though. You a little late. I still love you, though. You a little late. How's that pension, homeboy? You on every day? I'm on every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 11 a.m. Come tap in with me. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 11 a.m., man. Get into the most exciting chat on YouTube, man, and we have a good time, man. Dealing with some tough subjects, man. So let's get back into this tariff. Like, I need to educate you on these tariffs because it's not just about, so we building community here. This is what the Democrats don't do. This is what Gavin Newsom noted about Charlie Kirk and a lot of the conservative podcasters. The conservative podcasters are extremely successful with building community amongst the electorate. They're extremely knowledgeable, they're extremely personable, and they build consensus and they build solace amongst American people. You may not like the direction that they're going, but that's the fact of the matter. They're charismatic. People want to listen to them. People want to be around them. And then they're bringing these conservative values to the forefront. Democrats are not doing that. So I need to educate you on Trump's tariff fight. First, we needed to educate you on the fundamentals of how the tariff will benefit the American worker, how your stagnant wages were due to the tariff deficit, the trade deficit that was discussed by Nancy Pelosi in 1996. This does not tell you about the trade deficit. Now, I presented to you that Lisa Cook, Fed governor, was fired by Donald Trump. After Lisa Cook was fired by President Trump, Fed Chair Bernanke had to come out and speak to a lot of this tariff stuff that I see in my chat. Are tariffs related to inflation? No. Are tariffs attacks to the consumer? No. What has happened is political theater. And what has not been honestly discussed is the trade deficit that exists in America and that has existed. That existed under the Democrats and under the Republicans. And the people who are suffering are the American worker, because the American worker's wages have been stagnant while cost of living has skyrocketed. I'm going to say that again. American worker wages under 8 years of Obama, 4 years of Biden, 12 years of Democratic leadership, your wages did not move. Your wages did not move. But what moved? Rent went up, gas went up, eggs went up. The cost of living, to be a human being skyrocketed astronomically, and the Democrats thought it was fair to continue to pay you $7 an hour or allow market principles to fix the economy. I thought that was Republican. I thought Republicans is the one who believed in the market fixture. The Democrats are the ones who supposed to raise the minimum wage, but they never did. So I need to educate you on the tariffs, because it is my argument. It was Nancy Pelosi's argument in '96 that the trade deficit is directly related to U.S. worker wages stagnation and cost of living skyrocketing. Now, the court is fighting Trump on the tariffs. The tariffs went into effect on August 1st. We are already collecting money when we never did. The U.S. never collected a tariff. It was within our power. This is where the trade deficit comes from. The U.S. never collected a tariff because for so many years, the U.S. was the richest country. China was a third world country. Japan was the country that we dropped 2 nuclear bombs on. We wanted to help Japan. We wanted to help China become world powers that we could trade with. This was the goal and why we did not charge them tariffs, because they were growing, fledgling countries. Is China or Japan still a growing country who deserves or needs a zero tariff? Can we have a talk? Because I haven't heard anyone intelligent say this to people. I just hear idiots in my chat, tariff is a tax, tariff is a tax. I'm asking geopolitically, is China still that China that we gave them the zero? Is that still that China? Is Japan still that Japan? Or is China now, not then when they had the zero tariff? Because this is a legitimate business. This is a business-minded conversation. Not then. It was legitimate to give China zero tariffs then and help them build up and create the greatest country, because I don't dislike Chinese. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. I love Chinese. I love all people because I love God. Now listen, idiots, listen. Okay? Listen, idiots. Is China still that growing country, or is China one of the richest, most powerful, most dominant countries in the... Is it? What is it? Is China still a third world growing country, or is it one of the most powerful countries in the world with the ability to pay its fair share, with the ability to pay its fair and it's not going to hurt China? You know why it's not going to hurt China to pay a fair and equal tariff? Because we made China rich. Just countries in the globe. We made China one of the richest countries in the globe. We made Japan one of the richest countries in the globe. So now that China is one of the richest, most powerful country in the world, you know what they do, right? They pay a tariff. Wake up. It's business. We gave you a discount. We gave you a discount because we good people. We gave you a discount because we good people. We gave you a discount. You needed a discount. You was broke. We wanted to create a trade partner. You needed a discount. That discount helped you grow. You have grown to the point where you're about to explode. China has grown to the point that they about to explode. China's gotten fat. That's how rich they are. They got fat Chinese. You never had fat Chinese. They call them little emperors. It's a product of this new wealthy country that America created. Fat Chinese are a product of this new country that you created. And the Democrats and people who hate Trump want to tell you that China can't afford a tariff. So wait a minute. America can pay tariffs. America can pay the tariff. Because China, and not only does China charge America exorbitant tariffs, if you're a small business person and you try to sell in China, it's almost impossible. They have all these regulations. They don't like you. Hello? Americans, for years, we made it easy for China to sell anything. China poison Americans. They send trash over here. They send garbage, disposable products. But Americans can't sell whatever they want to sell in China. No, they can't. And they had to pay exorbitant tariffs to sell in China. So now America, because America was rich, and the whole world knew that America was number one. So American companies if you want to sell a Ford, do you know how much you got to pay to get an American car? In America, we only drive foreign cars. In America, we don't care. We buy Toyota, we buy Hyundai, we buy the car from Australia, we buy a car from Korea, we bought cars from Yugoslavia, we bought the Yugo. In America, we buy cars from all over the world, right? But do you know how expensive it is to get a Ford outside of America? It's almost impossible. They don't want Ford trucks. You don't never see Ford trucks anywhere because it costs too much money for Ford to sell their cars in China. Is that fair? How long has it been like that? But people say the tariffs are equal, but there are no American goods. We can't sell our American goods over there. All we do is drive is Asian cars, but we can't sell a Ford Focus in China. Why don't Chinese drive Ford Focus? Why don't Chinese drive the F-150? Do you guys understand that that's trade? It's not because Chinese don't like Fords or wouldn't buy American cars. There is a trade deficit. There is a trade deficit why you don't see American products, and they don't like you and they don't want your products there. So there is a big part of this trade debate that hasn't been discussed. The part that I love the most about Trump is that he has said not only is China no longer poor, not only can China afford to pay a tariff, but China, you will now allow American companies to sell their goods, and you're going to remove the requirements and you're going to lower the tariffs because that's what we did for you. It's a negotiation. It's business. One hand washes the other. For years, China, you have been the winner in this tariff debate. You have been able to sell whatever you want to sell in America with no cost and no regulation. And it has not been conversely back the opposite way. It changes in 2025. In 2025, China is rich. Japan is rich. They can afford to pay the fair amount of the tariff, period. And that's not the end. Not only is China rich and Japan rich, some people in the chat can even argue, because I saw somebody put bricks in the chat. Some people could argue that China is doing better. China has a better economy, some people argue, when you say BRICS. So if China has a better economy than America, and America's economy is on a decline, how come it doesn't make sense to charge China in the same way that China charged America? The shoe was on the other foot. Can someone explain it to me? China is dying. Thank you. How come it doesn't make sense to charge them? They charged us. China doesn't have any young people. That's why I said China, their new factories, your new Apple factories, your new Mercedes factories are being built in Mexico. China, when I talk about the fat emperor, so Ozzy be listening. That's why Ozzy was my first member. Ozzy had the first wrench. Ozzy be listening. When I say the fat emperor, that wasn't like a put down. That's a term that I saw in a documentary that spoke to how young 11 years old, the population in China is. They're either 11 or 80. When Ozzy says China is dying, he's talking about demographically, and the Fat Emperor talks to the fact that in China you got people either 11 years old or 80 years old. There are no young people to move the country forward. Demographically, China is dying. God be with them. I'm not being negative. I'm just explaining my brother Ozzy Kazi. And when I talk about the Fat Emperor, you got to understand the demographics in China. I won't buy Chinese over American products. That sounds like my grandfather. So that's what Ozzy is saying. You have this demographic. This demographic thing exists globally. We got some issues demographically because in Europe and Russia, you have the same thing where the baby boomers retired in 2024. The baby boomers are the largest demographic of retirees ever in the world. The baby boomers are the largest generation ever, and they just retired. They just turned 65. The globe is dealing with ageism, right? Nancy Pelosi, 85. Maxine Waters, 80. Joe Biden, 80. We need to wake up. There's a lot. I don't discuss that part. I don't really discuss that part. We really be standing on Trump and the policy, but if you want to get into that demographic conversation, you need to go to the baby boomers and the baby boomers retiring in 2025 and becoming 65 and how that looks demographically, globally, not just in America, but globally, because the baby boomer generation included everybody. It was the biggest generation ever after World War II, right? That's has a lot to do with the world, with Trump. Trump in his 70s. These baby boomers now are on their way out. Yeah, it's a lot to discuss, man. It's a lot to discuss. So let me get back to reading this, man, because we do have a fight. The goal we had 2 hours, man. The goal is we want everybody educated so that they can support Trump. When it comes to this tariffs, we need the American people to understand the benefits. I need you guys to understand what's going on with trade, because they say tariff. Remember yesterday I talked to you about the Tea Party, not the recent Tea Party, but the original Tea Party. I wanted to remind people not to be afraid of the tariff, not to be afraid of the tax. I wanted to remind you what the framers of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights did when they created this country. They were not afraid. They fought back against tariffs. They fought back against unfair taxes, and that's why they created America. And that's why they said, we the people. I need you guys to understand the complete picture. I need you to know, as Americans, you traditionally, it's in your history to understand trade. Trade is what America was built on. Trade was what America was, equal trade. And it's been a trade deficit with China, with Japan, and the Democrats and liberals wants to make it a racial thing. Oh, Trump doesn't like China. Oh, Trump, he wants to raise tariffs. It doesn't have anything to do with race. It's all business. It's all money. It doesn't have anything to do with race. It's about money. So I need you to understand this trade deficit so that you can support Maga, you can support your president, and you can support the tariff deals and the trade deals and trade summits that's been on the table. So let's get back to this report. The Federal Appeals Court on August 29, 2025, the U.S. Court of Appeals and the Federal Circuit Court in a 7-4 ruling, the court emphasized that the power to impose a tariff is a core congressional function. They are arguing that the President Trump is overstepping his boundaries. 90 executive orders in 90 days, big, beautiful bill passed in 6 months. So Trump is too productive. So they saying Trump is doing too much. Sleepy Joe, let's go Brandon was sleep on stage. He had to get a handler to help him off stage. I think that's what the Democrats prefer. Democrats don't like productive presidents. They want a sleepy president so that someone behind the scenes can be controlling your life like a slave. I don't want slavery. I want a president. I want a woke leader that cares about American people across the board. Now, appeals court, it says that the EP does not authorize such board president's actions. So check this out. The appeal to Supreme Court. While upholding the lower court's finding, the appeals court temporarily stayed its ruling until October 14th, 2025 to allow the Trump administration time to appeal to the Supreme Court. The administration's argument. The Trump administration argues that the tariffs fall under the president's emergency powers as granted by EPA. I agree. I see that this is an emergency. This is not just something Trump wants to do. Trump is a billionaire. Can we have a real honest talk? Trump is a billionaire. Trump doesn't benefit from the tariff and the trade. Trump wants America to be great. Trump is trying to keep his promise to Maga. You heard him say, if I get into heaven, this might be why I get into heaven. So this is about American wages, the stagnating American wage, Americans being able to pay their rent. America, maybe one day we get back to enjoying being American. Because right now, everybody, all we do is just work, and pay rent, and no one is really enjoying being American anymore. But wouldn't that be great? Democrats, if instead, because the Democrats are like, the Democrats are like a hate channel on the internet. The Democrats benefit from people who like hate watching, right? So we have to pick our poison. Are you more entertained by hate watching the Democrats, or do you want a real quality of life? Do you believe you deserve higher wages? Do you believe you deserve to be able to go to work and pay your bills, or should you have to do something nefarious or work 2 jobs? Do you believe as an American that you should be able to go to work 40 hours a week and be able to go to church and maybe go to the movies, take your wife out? Or do you think that it's okay that you work 2 jobs and you still can't pay your rent? What do you think? The administration argues that the tariffs fall under the president's emergency powers as granted by EPA. The administration has tied the tariffs to addressing national emergencies such as fentanyl trafficking and trade imbalances. Didn't I just say this? Trump has his Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent have both expressed confidence that the Supreme Court will ultimately uphold the tariffs. I believe so too, because they're being beneficial. Money is already coming in. They went into effect August 1st. We're already getting trillions and trillions in investments. Bessent has also suggested that the EPA authority is struck down. Let me hear about that. The administration could pursue alternative legal avenues such as the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930. I remember that from school. Presidential authority. The core issue is whether EPA authorizes the president to impose broad tariffs or if the power is reserved for Congress. You notice how they're using the terminology broad tariffs, because the president has the power to impose tariffs, which is why the tariffs are currently in place. This EPA, which is not part of the Constitution and Bill of Rights, which is new, EPA is seeking to limit the president's powers. And I don't know how much I don't know how much the Supreme Court is going to agree with this agency, right? Because we didn't vote for EPA, we voted for the president, right? Let's keep going. Major questions on the doctrine. Legal analysts suggest that the conservative majority Supreme Court may use the major question doctrine to scrutinize the tariffs. This doctrine holds that Congress must provide clear authorization for executive agencies to regulate on issues of major economic or political significance. Judicial precedent. So the Supreme Court has previously given broad deference to presidential power in foreign affairs. That's true. Trump has won. Like I said, Ozzy, all we do is win. Trump has won numerous times at the Supreme Court. I have faith in the Supreme Court, but has also pushed back against executive overreach in recent years. A decision to hear the case is not granted, but is considered likely given the significance of the issues. So there was a lower court ruling that the Trump tariffs were unconstitutional, but he is going to the Supreme Court, and that decision was stayed until October 14th. So when we go to court in October, we will have several months of tariff revenue and the $1 trillion investments to go bring to court, because we've already been getting the money. Potential outcomes: tariffs upheld. If the Supreme Court sides with the administration, it would affirm a broad presidential power to impose tariffs. Tariffs overturned. If the Supreme Court agrees with the lower courts, billions of dollars in tariffs could be affected, creating significant market uncertainty and potentially requiring the repayment of duties. That would bankrupt the America. That's why I said, what's the end result for the Democrats? That's how bad they want Trump to be out of the presidency. Trump is only here for 4 years. He can't run for another term. They said if the tariffs get overturned, it would bankrupt America. I mean, I try to tell you, the Democrat Party is like the evil. It's like Palpatine. So if they overturn, listen to this. If the Supreme Court agrees to the lower courts, billions of dollars in tariffs could be affected. We've already been receiving money. When you go to court on October 15th, we're going to talk about all the billions that have come in. Potentially, they might say you have to give all that money back when we already broke. We got Chicago with $1 billion in debt. Most American cities are in debt. We got issues with the power grid. We got issues with the water treatment plants. I was just watching Katrina and how the levees fell and how the leadership of Katrina went to Netherlands. And they said the Netherlands have fixed the levee problem. There is a solution to Katrina. We can model what the Netherlands did. It would cost billions of dollars. America doesn't have the money, or America has the money, but it doesn't want to spend it. So you could fix the problem in Katrina. Where's the money going to come from? The Netherlands fixed the problem. Why would the Democrats? It says creating significant market uncertainty and potential requirement of repayment of duties. But they wouldn't care because it would happen during a Trump presidency. And what they seem to want to do every time there's a Republican in office is create these explosions in your house. The Democrats love to create these bombs in your house that go off and have these lasting effects for their own benefit. So the Democrats would destroy the market for their own political gain. So Jasmine Crockett could be a president. The Democrats would destroy you, have you living under a freeway, just so they could have Jasmine Crockett. I wanted to know what is the benefit? What is the benefit of $1 billion China? China is the richest country in the globe. We don't want China to give us anything. We just said, China, you've been paying a 2% tariff, a 0% tariff for 50 years. China, we can't afford to give you a 0% tariff. If you want to sell your goods here, it's going to cost you money now. For years, we didn't charge you. We didn't even regulate you, China. That's how we got, I'm not going to go to Wuhan or nothing like that. We're not going to go to Wuhan. But we didn't even regulate you, China. We let you come and go in America. We let you do whatever you wanted, China. Can't do that no more. Got to pay up, China. What's wrong with that? It's weird to me. So tariffs overturned, political implications. A Supreme Court decision will have major implications for Trump's trade policy and his authority as president. Some observers believe that a court ruling against the administration would bolster the separation of powers. What do you guys believe? What do you guys believe? Dream, man, bingo. The Dems own all of the fatherless ghetto homes. Man, they like Palpatine. That's Palpatine, man. You be thinking the Federation, right? It's the Federation, it's the government, and turns out the whole time it's a Sith Lord. It's a Sith Lord, like Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, no Democratic convention. Who is behind? It's a Sith Lord. Changing of the DNC platform, taking out the pronouns. Donna Brazile helping Hillary Clinton cheat in a presidential debate. Who is the shadowy figure behind all these decisions? Who is saying Joe Biden has cognitive decline? Kamala Harris, when asked, said, no, Joe Biden is sharp. He's always been sharp. Somebody said he had cognitive decline and told him to quit. Who said it? Somebody said you could be the somebody said you could be the nominee. Who said it? Somebody said you're not going to convention. Who is the shadowy figure? Who is the Palpatine behind the shrouded veil? Behind the shrouded veil of all these decisions. Who is the Sith Lord behind the shrouded veil of all of these decisions? Who would get the tariffs overturned and blow up the American economy so soon after the pandemic and quarantine? We barely are 1 year or so out of quarantine pandemic. You know what that would do to the people? It would destroy people. Kids didn't go to school for 2 years. People didn't work for years. And then you blow up the economy and you send billions out of the country to maybe China, who's one of the richest countries. So the way you telling me it would work, Democrats, is we would give money to China? Are you out your damn mind? That's how much you hate Trump. You think that you could overturn tariffs and broken Americans who make $7 an hour, broken Americans in Kensington and Philadelphia addicted to opioids. You think we gonna send money to China? Are you out your rabbit ass mind, Democrats? We ain't sending no money to China. Democrats smoking dope. I don't know what you talking about. We not overturning the tariffs. We're not overturning the tariffs, and we are not sending no, we are collecting. Who would stop America from collecting billions in tariffs? Do you understand, your Democrats? When people are in the chat, when the Democrats are in the chat saying, we don't want tariffs, they want you to give back money. They want you to lose. They have no reason why they want to say it's a tax. See, they haven't thought out their anything. They just want to get in my chat and say the tariff is a tax. But now I present to you what the Democrats really want to do. What happened to all the idiots in my chat talking about the tariffs as a tax? This is what the Democrats want to do. The Democrats want to blow up the world. Potential implications. A Supreme Court decision will have major implications, Trump trade policy and his authority. Here we go. If the Supreme Court agrees with the lower courts, billions of dollars in tariffs could be affected, creating a significant market uncertainty and potentially requiring the repayment of duties. So when they're in the chat trolling, talking about tariff is a tax, slap them with the wrench of destruction and ask them, you must want us to go bankrupt. Your joke about tariff being a tax, it must be so funny. You must want to make that joke so bad that you want Americans to be bankrupt. You make sure you take that troll and you slap him with the wrench of destruction. The tariff is a tax. So, because what they really want is they want America gone. They don't care. They don't understand the trade deficit. They don't understand what Nancy Pelosi talked about in 1996. They hate America. And when they say in the chat the tariff is a tax, they want the economy to explode under Trump because they want misery for the American people, because that's how the Democrats, the only way the Democrats can get elected is for blood in the street. Do you guys hear me? The only way the Democrats can get elected is for blood in the street. Sick. The economy is not exploding. You are not listening to TEFs. Too stupid, too dumb and too stupid to TEF. Too dumb and too stupid to TEF. That is not what I said. The economy is not exploding. I was reading. I read it 3 times. Too dumb. Let's rename him. Not to TEFs. We're going to rename you to too dumb. Too dumb. Too dumb. Dumb. Sometimes people are so dumb you have to say it twice. Hello, dumb. Hello, dumb. That's not what I said, dumb. 2 lefts. He about as right as 2 lefts. That's what grandma would say. Boy, you about as right as 2 lefts. You about as right as 2 lefts, dumb. You about as right as 2 lefts, dumb. Tell me why coffee prices are going up. Scott Lacrosse. Hey, Scott, how you been, Scott? Scott, did you see my Labor Day? Not only are prices going down and wages going up, I saw a blue collar jobs boom. So did you see about the blue collar jobs? I saw a blue collar job boom. So jobs are, did you guys know about this? I hadn't got to it. It's so much for me to talk about. August 2025 blue collar employment summary. While certain blue collar sectors like construction are experiencing a surge in jobs in 2025. I saw that on the news. Did you guys see that on the news? There is a blue collar surge. Jobs. So we talked about prices going down in America, wages going up, but for the first time under Trump and under Trump tariffs, we have blue collar jobs surging in construction. Did you guys hear about that? Blue collar sectors like construction experienced a surge in jobs during August 2025, driven by large-scale domestic projects. The overall blue collar employment picture was mixed with tariffs. They just be lying out their ass. The most significant job growth for blue collar workers came from construction, buoyed by major infrastructure and AI data center construction projects. That's Trump. Remember with Trump with the semiconductors? Listen, you guys, infrastructure and AI projects. I just wanted to share with the troll in the chat. Not only have prices gone down, wages have gone up, but we are experiencing a blue collar job boom. And not just any blue collar jobs, high paying blue collar jobs. You know, like the HVAC people needed to build the semiconductor plants because it's like a laboratory and you need to have like the no air and no that type of environment into a lab environment when building these microchips for supercomputers. So the HVAC guys are making a ton of money in Arizona at the super semiconductor chips plant. HVAC, construction, people building those factories, right? A blue collar job boom. In addition to what I've taught here on my channel, a blue collar job boom. Did you know that? The most significant job growth for blue collar workers comes from construction, buoyed by major infrastructure and AI data construction projects. States like Texas, a red state, Pennsylvania, Louisiana saw large-scale AI data center construction, boosting demand for, listen, high-skilled. It's blue collar, but some people, did you know blue collar is still high skilled and high paid? Listen, boosting demand for electricians, plumbers, carpenters, and what? HVAC technicians. Ain't that what we, who, I think, do you guys know that I have members and the people support my channel sent perfect timing a gift membership. Family Guy gifted a membership. Hey, Relax and Take Sport got gifted a membership from, hey, shout out. Hey, man, I said you're going to be a member, man, but I ain't going to give you your rents today, man. I ain't going to give you your rents today, man. You're going to have to wait, man. Hey, I'm so happy, man. That feel hella good, man. Now, hey, man, we a family, man. That's some family shit, man. I love you guys, man. Hey, Relax and Talk Sports. I know that felt good, man. I know that felt good, man. You know what feels good? That we have cultivated a family that you guys did a challenge today. You did a $2 challenge. You raised all this money. My daughter, that goes right to the little Miss Perfect, my beautiful 4-year-old daughter. She's turning 5 in September. So, I'll let you guys know. And I'll put my Cash App so you guys can send her a birthday present. She gonna get it whatever she want. She's my heart and my joy. Mrs. Perfect Timing, my beautiful, beautiful queen. She be in the chat. You guys created a challenge. You were donating back to back, and then you gifted a membership to a colleague. I mean, what is, I guess, I don't know. MAGA is supposed to be racist, guys. MAGA is supposed to be sexist. MAGA is supposed to be these evil people, not people donating, not people loving, not people having community. Man, ain't that something how, I talk a lot about narratives, right? And I say we're counter narrative. There is a narrative about MAGA. There is a narrative about us. And if they come here, I am so proud to be the curator of this space where we can have an example, not just words, but in real time, the real truth of what America is and what MAGA is. Not what people say, but every day right here, this is America. This is MAGA. It's not racist. It's not sexist. It's really American. And you guys make me proud. I don't even know what to say, because I was excited just seeing everybody, just the community and the unity. But then y'all went so far as to extend, that. So we got love, but you say it's room in the tent. Remember when we had that discussion? It's room. It's a big tent. It's a big tent. We got log cabin Republicans. We got green Republicans. We got purple Republicans. We got polka dot Republicans. We got star belly sneeches. We got no star on the belly sneeches. Huh? We got the Who's. We got the Boogaloos. We got all kinds. It's a big tent. It's a big tent. Man, that felt good. Because you looked at your brother and said, it's a big tent. It's a big tent. America. So it makes you think about, when you hear about it, it's like, when they say what they say about immigration, if it's a big tent, why do you feel the way you feel about immigration? It's a big tent, but that don't mean it's the same thing with the trade. When MAGA's views on immigration is the same as on trade. We don't have anything against China. I don't have anything against immigrants. Immigrants, follow the laws, do it legally so that we all are safe and we all have opportunity. That's what MAGA was saying. Come here legally via the process, the same way an American would have to do in your country. And not because I'm the boss, because of resources, because of resources, because we don't hate immigrants in MAGA. We love, how can I love America and not love immigrants or the immigrant process? What Biden and Kamala Harris did was illegal, and it took away from citizens, and it misappropriated allocated funds. See, the American people, they didn't mind immigrants, but they were pissed off the misappropriation. That's why Doge was convened. The American people are immigrants. We love immigrants. But the Democrats use that love to steal money and misappropriate funds. We don't dislike China, but China is no longer a poor nation needing a zero tariff. So MAGA is saying to China, who we love, honor, and respect, you must now pay an equal and fair share in this trade. We are trading. You got a Hot Wheels, I got a Hot Wheels. You got a G.I. Joe, I got a Transformer. Now, you want to trade me a G.I. Joe for a Transformer. My Transformer costs $50. Your G.I. Joe costs $6. We're going to have to do an equal trade because right now we're at a deficit. I'm not willing to give you my Optimus Prime for your Sergeant Slaughter. You're going to give me 3 more G.I. Joes. I'm going to need a Storm Shadow and a Lifeguard. Do you have Storm Shadow, Lifeguard, and a Sergeant Slaughter? I'll take those 3 G.I. Joes for my 1 Optimus Prime, but it is not equal for me to give you 1 Optimus Prime for 1 G.I. Joe. Now, I did that before because you're my little brother and you didn't have any Transformers. I wanted to help you build up your collection, Joe, in order to help bolster your collection. Now you have equal amounts of G.I. Joes and Transformers as I. We both have a pretty vast collection. Now that we are on equal footing, you have Transformers and G.I. Joes. I have Transformers and G.I. Joes. You know the value of a Transformer as it is to a G.I. Joe. I know now going forward, you wouldn't want to continue to trade 1 G.I. Joe for 1 Transformer. I think we need to renegotiate because we're at a trade deficit and I'm paying more. We're not trading anymore. Hello? For all the little girls out there, you want to trade my Little Pony for a Barbie doll. Well, this My Little Pony costs $50 to your 1 Barbie doll. Now you're my little sister, so I once upon a time traded you 1 My Little Pony for 1 Barbie doll because you had no My Little Pony. Now that we are equal, you have My Little Pony, you have Barbie. If you would like to trade, I'm going to need a Barbie dream house, I'm going to need a Ken, and I'm going to need a Corvette so that we have equal footing when we trade because there's a trade deficit. Now, as a child, if children can trade, hey, relax and take sports. I see you like them emojis, huh, mate? Hey. Hey, being a member has its privileges, man. Relax and take sports. I see you, mate. So, if we're able to understand, what about in the back seat? In the backseat of the Hummer, you got a 4. You like chicken McNuggets. You got 4 pieces of chicken McNuggets. I got a cheeseburger. You want to trade a bite of my cheeseburger for a chicken McNugget? I'm out of here, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 11 a.m., man. Same bad time, same bad channel, man. I don't know what's going on today, man. People, you know, we had a beautiful day, blessed day. I see the thing spinning, man. I don't know what's going on. Chat disconnected. I don't know what's going on. I love you guys. Thank you for the well wishes. Get well soon. Thank you for all your blessings, man. God bless you. God bless the president. God bless America. Salute. They was fighting us today, boy.